Well, hello. Hey, hi. It's been a little bit since we have seen each other. But it's okay. How are you? Good, obviously. So today, I wanted to make another seed series video. So, I sat down, right? I got my notebook out, right? And for the first time ever, this is how long my notes are. Bomb, bomb. Bomb, bomb. Yep, that's it. And for those of you who have been watching me for a while, that is a great accomplishment. So, without rambling too much, today's topic, our next seed, I can't remember what number it is. I think it's like the 5th or 4th or 3rd or 2nd. But today's seed is on the notion of gratitude. Gratitude. Some might be wondering, what exactly is gratitude? Well, what does it sound like? Gratitude. To be grateful. To be thankful. Yeah. So pretty much an easy sum up of what the word gratitude means. It just means that you are thankful for everything that comes into your life, whether it be an event, a person, a circumstance, a lesson, or a memory. You are thankful. So, to be grateful means that you have to have a divine outlook on all of the events that come into your life. On all of them. That doesn't just mean like, oh, I have a really good outlook on the world, on life, on myself. I think we've been getting so caught up on the big picture, the overall life goals and life accomplishments and where we want to be in like 15 plus years or where we should be right now, that we have not even taken any of the steps or proper requirements of looking over the events that have already happened. A lot of us love to like go over great events in our heads, good memories, but we never really go over all of the events to the point where we dissect them and we see why we need to be grateful for them, and not only that, but if it's a negative experience, why we need to be grateful, also with accepting and forgiving and understanding why that situation happened. To have a life of blessings requires the ability to want and express gratitude. So you can't just be a person out there that expects all of these good things to happen to you and you're like thankful for some things. You're like, but I'm grateful for my friends and my family and my nice car and all of the this and that and the other. But then a lot of the things that they really want or their goals or their desires, they're not being followed through and they're not coming into play. And I think it's because those of us who are grateful or who think or that believe that we have gratitude, we have kind of a false idea on what being grateful means. Or, like I said, we're grateful for some things, this thing, that thing, but not everything. So until we want to express gratitude, nothing really is ever going to come about it. And I think this also kind of ties into play with the idea of the law of attraction. I think some of us just are stuck on the idea of wanting and the end result as opposed to living in the moment and expressing and wanting to be grateful. Not just wanting to be grateful for the end result, if that makes sense. But being grateful for the process, for the moment, for the present. Everything like that, right? So, when we contemplate events in life with clarity and acceptance, it reveals hidden jewels inside of those events that we would have otherwise never really noticed, okay? So, clarity and acceptance. Well, clarity, obviously, that means not having a distorted version, outlook, or like filter on what's happening. Okay? And acceptance, we all know acceptance is key, right? But you gotta have clarity before acceptance, because think about it this way. What if you accept something but you're really not clear about what is going on, the situation, the person, the event, anything? If you're not clear on it, if you're not aware of everything, how can you really accept? You know what I mean? So if like you're trying to accept that, you want a good relationship, but you also have to have the clarity and acceptance of understanding that maybe that relationship has some very, very bad flaws And that's why it's so hard for you to accept that you have a good relationship. It's because you're not accepting the whole relationship with clarity. You're not clear with yourself on what you're really experiencing. So maybe you're just focused on the really, really good parts and not the bad parts. Well, you can't accept a situation only going 50-50. I think it's really, really easy. It's almost self-explanatory of how to be grateful for the happy things, the good things. It's almost like you feel it inside. It's a burst of joy. You become so happy, you're so grateful it finally happened, your hard work paid off, you finally did it. Or something happened that was out of the ordinary, out of the blue, that you didn't even prepare for it to happen. It just like smacked you in the face and you're so freaking happy and motivated. But what about all of the times, the events that we regret? I think those are way harder to gain clarity and acceptance on than the happy moments. You know what I mean? Our number one rule: you cannot suppress or ignore the events or times that you regret. The people you talk to, you can't just pretend like it never happened. You can't just push it to the back of your mind and hope for it to go away. It won't ever go away. You might forget about it, you might be distracted, but I promise you, eventually down the road, something, someone, anything is gonna trigger that, is gonna come to surface. You're gonna walk along the ground for so long that finally it's just gonna, all the grass is gonna tear away that grew. You thought you were doing so well, right? So literally say something really bad happened and you're like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna go plant a whole bunch of new seeds. So you have a big pile of shit, and sometimes manure does help feed plants, but let's not think of it that way. It's a whole bunch of just stick, bones, broken goods, glass, all of this stuff, right? Well, yeah, you can plant seeds, and yeah, you can water it, and you can nourish those seeds, and those seeds will grow because that's the power of a seed. But what happens underneath the seed? You didn't plant on well-furnished soil. You didn't. You didn't even make sure that the pH levels were balanced, right? You just planted. You just threw it. And I think that's what a lot of us have done. And even after my first seed series video, I think it takes like all of these little seeds to kind of understand even the first and the second and that one and that one. But just think about that. We really need to focus on the events that we regret almost a little bit more than the ones that we're grateful and so happy and excited, ones we'll never forget, right? I think it's the ones that we're trying to suppress and forget that are the most important, the ones that need the most help, right? One of the first things that you need to do is forgive yourself, okay? You can't just go and run and try and solve everything without forgiving yourself first, because you're carrying a burden on your shoulders, whether you're aware of it or not, or whether you've forgotten about it or not. That's there. And if you don't fix it, it might scab over, and you might have a really, really tough piece of skin that's almost like a piece of leather. But if you look at it, you're going to be reminded. If you don't take care of it, and you don't heal it, and you don't do all the requirements before, it's not going to happen. You need to forgive yourself. Be clear with yourself. Accept what happened. And forgive yourself before you can go forgive somebody else. You know, say you had an event that it took two to tango, and you're really upset, the other person is really upset. How can you go and forgive that other person if you haven't even forgiven yourself or even accepted the fact that you're also in the wrong? I think that's another really hard thing to do, is accept when we're wrong so that we can forgive and move on. You know what I mean? So anyway, after we forgive ourselves, we really need to be thankful for the fact that life put us into that situation to allow us to be aware and gain the wisdom from whatever we regretted, right? If that would have never happened, a lot of things would have fallen into place. One, you might have not met somebody that taught you a lot of things. You might not have gone through a situation or an event that taught you more things than just reading a book would have taught you, right? And then you wouldn't even know how to get over all of this as a hurdle to then expand your consciousness, rise above some of the BS that's happening in your life, and then be able to handle the next situation that comes up that might be regretful in a completely different manner, to where it's not even seen as that. You're grateful for it, you gather the blessings from it, and you move on, right? As I was saying, that being thankful that life has placed you into an area where you are offered a new outlook and a new lesson that you can then teach other people, or you can, have it, keep it to yourself if you want, but know that you're learning and you're growing. You know what I mean? You're not hiding and you're not forgetting. I think that's one of the worst things you could do, is forget. I don't think we should forget about anything. I really don't. That even goes with the old saying, like, you can forgive, but don't forget. Seriously, I don't think we should forget anything. Don't forget about people, places, books, events, life, talks, anything. Yeah. Be thankful for the flashes of insight and wisdom that those negative events created. I promise you, there is always a positive to be seen, whether that's in death, whether that's in grieving, whether that's in gaining self-confidence or motivation. All of the things that tore us down, they offered really good gems of wisdom, but it's really easy for us to just forget about it and not even gather that wisdom. Isn't that more sad? To have a very, very harsh event happen to you that really was supposed to teach you so many really important lessons and things and attributes that you could put to life, but because you just buried it, all of that wisdom is literally being suffocated. And then that's why things keep happening. And I almost think that's the idea of karma, is that things will happen to you until you learn and accept and see and grow and stop forgetting and covering. You know what I mean? Because think of it. It's not that bad things just keep happening to you. Maybe you just haven't uncovered the wisdom in each event that you're supposed to uncover. You just forget about it, push it away, and then expect something new and good to happen. Life will repeat itself until we learn. I think it's as simple as that, you know what I mean? All events that happen for a deeper meaning. Not everything happens just to happen. It happens to bring us growth, awareness, and knowledge to transfer our lessons onto others and almost become teachers. So no, it's not just happening to happen, you know? You didn't just get in a huge fight just to have it happen. You got into a huge fight for a deeper meaning. You know what I mean? So in a way, everything happens for a reason. Like, yeah, but I think we stop there and we don't really go deeper. At least me and myself. I used to just walk around being like, oh, everything happens for a reason. My mom died because my mom died. This happened because it happened. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. When in reality, it happened because sometimes the most negative things in our life help us uncover the most selfish bits about ourselves. It's not for in 7 years to finally wake up, snap our third eye open or whatever, and realize, oh, what happened in 2016 happened for this reason, and it took me 7 years to figure out. Imagine if we just stopped for a second and didn't try to forget, surrender ourselves, bow down, feed into the negativity, live in the negativity, but we used acceptance and clarity. We found the wisdom hidden. There's gems hidden in everything. It takes pressure to create a diamond. An oyster doesn't create a pearl from a grain of salt just by it happening. It takes pressure. It takes force and energy, right? If we don't have a grateful attitude and we're just bitter and sorrow and ungrateful, why would the universe even allow us to uncover things, right? We're not helping ourselves. We're not trying to help others. We're not even putting in the energy or the pressure to help turn ourselves into diamonds. So what the heck? Even the elements of the earth aren't going to put their energy together to help us. You know what I mean? Everything is a stepping stone to better circumstances. Everything, you guys. Every fight, every hiccup, every bump, every relationship, they're stepping stones for better circumstances. What happens if you just stay stuck on one stepping stone? Like that's your plantation. That's it. There's no left, right, forward, back, past, future, present, literally nothing. You're just there. Stuck on a stone. You will never better your circumstances. Life is about different events, different lessons, meeting different people, so we can keep walking and exploring. Yes, we can stay stuck. We can pretend like at 21 we already are ready to start a family and move into a house and settle down and start doing adult things. I mean, I was just thinking about this today because I had a really weird dream last night. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I had a really weird dream that included my dad. And I messed up my car in real life the other day, messing around in the snow. But in my dream, my dad was here and like figured out I messed up the alignment and everything. So he gets into my car and he sees it and it's all messed up. And remember on my dream board how I want to modify my car. Like I want to add some crazy things. I want to add a turbo, all of these, anything. But in the dream, my dad specifically said, you can't even handle what you have, or you don't even know what to do right now. You're not going to get a turbo. You're just not. And I remember I fought back with him. We were in my car and I was in the passenger seat and I was like, you know what? I never got to do what I wanted in my childhood. I was like, I had to grow up, I had to witness you and my mom. Like, I was telling him that I had to witness him and my mom passing away. And then I never got to really live my childhood. So now I'm going to live out what I wanted to do in my childhood and my adult life. If we just stay stuck, yo, on all the bullcrap that happened to us up until we're 18, and then we're just stuck with this bitter, negative mindset, yo, we just need to experience life and use these stepping stones and accept the fact that everything has happened to allow us to have better circumstances. Even if those circumstances that happened were complete, utter horse crap, and we were depressed and anxious and miserable, filled with grief and envy, it was building us up to have better circumstances regardless. Whether we needed to gain the wisdom from those really bad things to have our circumstances become better, the lessons that we learned, or if it was just to gain clarity and learn what it means to be grateful. It is always to make sure that our life has better circumstances. But again, it takes you. It doesn't take your boyfriend, your sister, or your mom to open your eyes and push you onto the next stepping stone. You have to want it. You have to be grateful. You have to have acceptance. You have to walk forward with clarity, with no extra luggage. You got to go through those luggage because each one of those bags is just an event that happened that you can't let go of. It's true. But once you open it up and tear it into literal pieces and experience everything for what it is, accept everything for what it is, and take all of the wisdom from the pockets of the pants you didn't even check yet, you'll be able to skip stepping stones almost, you know what I mean? Not that we want to do that because like we're saying, everything is to build better circumstances. We don't want to skip or miss out on anything. So we just gotta be alert, right? Just be alert. It's natural to go through periods of sorrow and pain. And I remember even Mozart, through his most miserable periods of time was when he created his best music. It is not unnatural, you guys, just like it's not unnatural to have acne or to have growth spurts or for our hormones to go crazy when we're growing, to gain weight, to lose weight. It's natural. It's a process. If everything was meant to stay the same, where the hell would we be? I don't even think we would have evolved into the innate beings, the multidimensional things that we are right now, right? Reflect without resentment as well. There's a whole bunch of events, right? Life is all about reflecting, but if we reflect in a state of mind that is resentful, regretful, bitter, what's the point? So reflection isn't what's key. It's how you go about reflecting. It's your attitude and the environment you put yourself into. Because I promise you, a gloomy frame of mind, a negative attitude, self-hate, it cannot exist in an environment of gratitude. It is physically impossible. Yeah, you can be a positive person, but are all positive people grateful? Not always. There's some people who are just positive because they think they're pretty or because they have a good life, right? They're just happy because of, yeah, they're grateful for all the good things. Not all positive people are grateful. So it's so interesting how there's all of these different words that we throw around and we think we know, but they're so different from one another. And they mean such different things. Because I'm telling you right now, there's been a million times where I've had a positive attitude, but I swear on everything I have not been grateful. Maybe in the moment I was grateful for only the positive things, but having a grateful attitude, like I said, is not 50-50. It's not about picking and choosing what you're grateful for. It's for being grateful for the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's easy to be grateful for pretty things. It's easy. It's really easy. Gratitude doesn't just enhance our experiences, it increases our ability to reach our goals. If you are grateful for everything, could you imagine though, just for a second, waking up and not feeling that weight on your shoulder, not feeling all of the anxiety, not having to load up all of the baggage before you head out to your day, even the invisible baggage that nobody can see, but you sure as hell can feel. It literally feels like you're carrying your grandpa on your shoulders. If you are grateful for just the things that come into your life, and I'm saying this from also walks of experiences, from personal experiences. I have had to learn how to be grateful for some of the worst things that life has ever handed to me, But I promise if I would have never found, and I'm still searching for the wisdom in some of those really nasty situations, but the little wisdom that I have gained and the small bit of clarity that I've turned on, that's going to allow my horizons to literally broaden so much that I can accept everything for what it is and see all of the tiny little things inside of one big thing. I would be so stuck if I was in a nasty, nasty mindset. All of the things that I would have to look back on, reflecting without resentment is so important. Money cannot buy gratitude, you guys. Cool, we can be grateful for all of the things that money did buy, but what about the things that money can't buy? We have so many goals to acquire all of these materialistic things, and then we think we're grateful for all of it, and then when we're 50 and we have a mansion and a TV and a car and all this, we're just filled with so much gratitude that we just want to spill gifts onto everybody else. Would you put a price on your eyesight? There's some people out there who don't have the ability to even see. That is one thing that a person with vision can be completely and utterly grateful for their entire life. Would you ever trade that for an amount of money? Would you ever trade your wisdom for $1? Not even just $1, but for $1 million, $1 billion. Think about the things that you can't put a price tag on. Those are the things that we're really, really and genuinely grateful for. The souls that we carry can never have a price tag, literally. So don't just focus and be grateful for the good things that money can't buy, because I promise there are so many amazing things that money will never be able to buy. The wisdom, the creativity, the inspiration that you have inside of you that is so different from everybody else, different from your coworker, different from your sister, different from your teachers, from the students in your class. That is something to be extremely grateful for, I promise. I see it in you. You need to see it too, you know? That's gratitude. Look at the way your eyes are shaped, or the way your lips move, or the way you walk, dude, the style that you have. Cool, you can go buy clothes, but nobody can buy that cool bit of sense you have in yourself to style different colors, different than everybody else. For you to be able to hold a paintbrush the way nobody could ever imagine, or for you to be able to sing that a way that no teacher can ever teach. If you are a writer, that touch of you, be grateful for that. I promise. For all of the things that you think you're not grateful for, there's 1,050,000,000 that you are. Gratitude counters arrogance, false pride, fake confidence. Once we're grateful for us, the skin, not just ourselves, but our body, think of how much energy that's going to release from us. Because I know for a fact that I am even filled with a lot of self-hate sometimes. I'm disgusted by what I see sometimes, but that's because I haven't been grateful like I should be, and I'm not grateful like I should be. We're all on a journey. There's probably people on their deathbed that are reflecting with resentment and learning, you know, that's what gratitude is. They're 97 and they're like, dang it, I'm thankful for the life I had. But it took them till then. Imagine if you're 17, 16, 15, and you're already like, you know what? I'm going to understand gratitude better than I'm going to understand comparing. We are so quick to compare each other, but are we grateful for each other? Are we grateful for how beautiful or funny they are? No. But we sure will put a tally mark on our self-hate because we don't carry that. No. Come on, guys. We've got this. We really do. Emanate what people desire to be around. If you are a very grateful person, tell me not. If you have somebody who can just find the little bits of joy in even the darkest places, would you not want that person by your side? Think of it. And then think about it. Why would you want a partner, a spouse, a special somebody who isn't grateful, who isn't filled with gratitude? Ask yourself that. Are the people that you surround yourself with, and especially the person that you lay next to at night, whether that be yourself or another individual, are they completely filled with gratitude? Or are they taking advantage of yours? You can be utterly grateful for the person you're with, but unless it's the same and unless you're grateful for yourself, where the heck are you going to go? You know? So think about it that way. There's so many things that we can be grateful for, and I think that's a really important seed to understand. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to edit it as fast as I can and get it up. But, yeah. Enter 2019 with an environment, an atmosphere, and a headspace filled with nothing but gratitude. Because like I said, if you have an atmosphere that is projecting gratitude, nothing can hit you. Because when it does, you're thankful. And if you're at a position where you feel like you're shattered, you are literally shattered. What I had to do once was I had to accept the fact that I was so shattered. I let life shatter me completely to the point where all I can really do nowadays is respond with kindness. You know what I mean? And that's what having gratitude will help with. Let life shatter you. Respond with kindness, with gratitude, with clarity, with acceptance. And I promise we will be okay. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and please, in the comments, talk about what you're grateful for or your experiences learning and achieving being grateful. You know what I mean? Just like self-love is a journey of its own, learning what gratitude is a journey of its own. Learning what confidence is a journey of its own. Some of it might not all happen at once, but that's the cool thing about the different events that happen in our lives. If we focus on each one of them, the wisdom inside will literally spring up to the point where we just want to dive deep into it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, we're grateful. Life put us here. So, see it with clarity. Thanks.